This one comes to us from Cleveland.com. Out of Cleveland, Ohio, a Cleveland police officer who once mistook a woman's dead body for a deer on the side of the Interstate 90 was fired on Friday after he pleaded guilty to drunken driving. Now, when we say deer, we're talking about D-E-E-R, not D-E-A-R. The ones with little horns. I don't know, that could be D-E-A-R too. Now, Cleveland Safety Director Kerry Howard fired Officer Matthew Prince 7 months after Prince pleaded no contest to drunken driving in Rocky River. Was he driving a little red Corvette? Never know. Did he have on a raspberry beret? Prince was ordered to pay a $1,000 fine and put on probation. Howard explained why he fired Prince in a letter notifying the officer of the decision. Howard noted several details of the January 8th drunken driving incident. Well, maybe he was drunk driving too when he mistook the dead woman for a deer. Prince faked taking a blood alcohol content test during his arrest. How do you fake it? Because when they blow, you go, come on, dude. Like, how do you fake? I don't know how you fake it. And he falsely told Rocky River police that a woman had been driving. That's according to the letter. Now, Rocky River police found a bottle of Jack Daniels whiskey under Prince's car seat, the letter says. Or, as I call it, John Daniels, because when you've known him as long as I have. Sorry, that's an Al Pacino reference. During the stop, Prince also told the Rocky River police officer he hoped the officer would contract COVID-19 letters. I hope you get COVID-19 if you arrest me. What? It used to be, I hope you get cancer. Now it's, I hope you get COVID-19. Cleveland.com and the plane dealer has reached out to Cleveland Police Patrol. Okay, I'll read that again. Cleveland.com and the plane dealer, that's, I guess, a paper, has reached out to Cleveland Police Patrolmen's Association President Jeff Fulmer for comment on Prince's firing. Berea police also arrested Prince on suspicion of drunk driving in 2015. In that case, Prince eventually pleaded guilty to having physical control of a car while intoxicated. He paid a $300 fine and was placed on probation for 1 year. Wow, he got lucky. Prince made headlines in 2010, just 5 years earlier than that, when an internal affairs investigation found he and another officer were called to investigate when drivers reported a woman's body had been dumped on the side of Interstate 90 near West 41st Street. Prince and his partner drove by the woman's nude body without stopping and told a dispatcher to have ODOT, which is in California it'd be like Caltrans transportation, to pick up a dead deer. The woman, Angel Bradley Crockett, had been beaten, robbed, strangled, and dumped on the roadside. And then the cops just drove by and went, "It's a deer. It's a dead deer." They didn't even stop to get out to see what it was. And this poor woman was lying dead on the side of the road. Now, the two officers then returned to the West Park Cemetery where they spent the next 2 hours of their shift doing nothing while the dead woman laid on the side of the road. Investigators later found that Prince and David Munoz spent more than 20 hours at the cemetery and more than 3 hours parked in the parking lot of Christie's Cabaret in the Flats, doing nothing while they reported they were responding to high priority calls or on patrol. So 2010, this guy passes by a dead woman and said, "It's a deer." And then him and his partner hang out for hours doing nothing. 2015, he gets arrested for drunk driving. Now in 2021, he gets arrested again for drunk. How many times is this guy? Hey, stop messing up or we'll fire you, buddy. We're serious. We will fire you someday. When? So how many times maybe I should go be a cop there in Cleveland. I mean, you can do whatever you want and just hang out and you don't get fired. Well, he eventually did, right? I guess they just had enough of him. You know what? We've told you for the last time. You're getting fired this time for real. He should have been fired way back. So here this cop finally gets fired after trouble, and more trouble, and he finally gets fired.